G'day guys, today we are in central west New South Wales, halfway between Bathurst and Blaney. Small town nearby is Newbridge. I'm with Heath Botham today, and about 12 months ago Heath reached out to us to go through the process with Te Pari, and today we're going to walk through the finished product. Heath's going to tell us a bit about his operation and how he found dealing with Te Pari.
My old yards, I nearly had a mishap with the crush last year, and I thought if I don't do something I won't be doing this for much longer, so I just got on the internet and was just looking at different cattle yards, and I seen a fella in Victoria talking about the Te Pari yards, and they look good, and I made a phone call to Duane, and he came out and listened to my story, and he gave me some options on different yards.
Today we've got the SY244 design that we're going to take you through and talk about a couple of the options. We're also standing in a pen here which we've designed to be a lead-in off the laneway. This set of yards is right in the centre of Heath's property, so there's cattle flowing from all different directions. So what we did was use Heath's existing panels, or his existing set of cattle yards, we reshaped into some lead-in pens. How's the shapes and the designs of those worked with this, Heath?
It's worked good, Duane. I just said you can access 4 different paddocks into these yards, and they just, all the cattle flow into the corners and flow into here, and then as you've seen earlier, they just walk. Once they get used to the concrete, they just walk straight onto it. So your help with the lead-ons worked really well, mate.
We'll walk through now, Heath, and you point out some of the features as we go.
There's always an option. You're never stuck. There's other pens, there's other gates. You've always got somewhere to be able to move them to if you get stuck. It's the gates. The gates are great.
No, it's a good point you raised, because it often comes up about having a round yard in a cattle yard design for that sort of thing, to give you options for drafting out of or crisscrossing cattle over. We have got plenty of designs that have got the round yard in them, but this is a design that doesn't have one like what the traditional round yard, but as you said, you've still got enough options. This morning we were drafting some cows and calves together, and I'm sure you've done that before, but you find that easy enough?
Yeah. No, having all these gates, I didn't have all these gates in my other yards. It was just 4 kind of gates, but there's numerous gates on each side of them, each panel. It gives me heaps of options, Duane. It makes it a lot easier.
We're in the main lead-in pen now, which flows around to our fourth. Heath, just talk us through jobs you've done in this pen, and then we'll walk through to the work area, the main work area.
Yeah, okay, Duane. So I've had cows in here. I've had sick cows in here that I've had to get in and give them injections of antibiotics. I've mainly had the weaners coming through here for their inoculations and drenching and castrating and ear tagging.
Yeah.
Which that handles the cows and definitely handles the weaners.
This is the last pen that you're actually in with the cattle, and then once you've got them into the force, you go through into the work area. How does this pen flow nicely for you? How have you found that?
Yeah, no, they flow in there nicely. As you've seen today, those little calves, they just walked in there. And then with the force yard, it just makes it easy. Once the first few start getting their head up through the race, they just kind of follow each other.
So we'll walk around now. Just obviously we got. You would have loaded. How do you use your CForce? Do you just put a raceful in there at a time, or do you tend to fill up and then take a couple of cuts?
No, usually on my own, I usually just do the first bit of a race, and you might put 4 or 5 up there, and I'll just knock 4 or 5 over at a time.
Yeah.
You could load them all up, but just to save them being squashed up, I'll just do 4 or 5 at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's good. This is obviously one of our main gates. You've got plenty of those in this design.
Yeah, everywhere they're great. I use them all the time, those man gates.
So we're in our main work area now. We've got our safety CForce behind us, and then the main race flowing around there. Something that comes up a lot in conversation on new cattle yard design is single man operation. How have you found this design to work? You're on your own most of the time. How's it been for you?
It's been good, Duane. I'm not in there for the cattle, and this works really well. No, it makes life a lot easier. You're not in there trying to force them yourself. You've got a barrier between yourself
And what about the distance walking from some of the older designs that are out there? I hear that farmers are doing a lot of steps to actually not achieve much cattle flow. How's the space work for you from obviously dealing with one animal in the crush to walking back over here to refill your race?
Yeah, no, obviously there's a little bit of walking around when you've got to move cattle, but this yard design, I think, reduces it a lot, especially with the ramp. When you're up on the ramp and above them, they just seem to want to keep pushing it.
On the catwalk here?
Yeah. The catwalk makes a massive difference, and I think it kind of helps them flow. Me being above them, it makes me feel in more control too when I'm up there, to be honest. Instead of being down at this level trying to move them, I'm up above them, and if you're drenching or inoculating, you're right there above them. It makes things a lot easier.
Yeah, so we do it 1 metre wide and obviously only 450 high. So it's not that high to jump up and down. We've got the steps around, as you can see, but if you have to step back and hop down to take the pressure off, it's easy enough for that. Obviously being at 450 mil means you don't have to have a handrail right around. Some of the options out there have got a handrail the whole way around the catwalk, and you've got to walk to one end or the other to get off, which, as you can imagine, it completely disrupts your cattle flow. And we've got the drop top panels as well. I noticed how quiet your cattle are this morning, so you probably never had to lift this up yet, but tell us about how that's been for you.
No, so when I got the big cows and they're a lot bigger up, it's good to have them up. Not that any of them tried to jump high, but been able to reduce the calf race, and I did 2 lots of calves this year, and not one of them turned on me. So you don't know at the time whether you've done the right thing, but I'm really happy with that.
So we'll keep going around now to the crush. We're weighing and drafting some calves this morning, and no doubt you've used it for your marking, have you? Did you mark his crush this year?
Yeah, I did, Duane. I've probably done about 80 bull calves.
So Heath went with our Lenta MX3 crush. Heath's going to talk us through now a couple of the features that he likes on this crush and how it compares to maybe the old way of doing it for you, Heath.
Yeah, no, it's a great crush, Duane. And it's all very smooth and easy to operate, and it's all one-handed. You got the other thing I really like about it is once I've done what I've got done with the calf, I can use this 3-way draft and open one of the goes. See, they can either go left or they can go right. I think that's a great idea.
We've got the squeeze on this crush. Is that something you used or found helpful with marking?
Yeah, when them calves and that are jumping around, just slide them down, the squeeze just gives you more control. Sometimes I'll try and want to turn, but when you got that squeeze on, yeah, they can't turn, so they've got to keep going straight ahead.
You've got the floor. Obviously, Te Pari crushes, we always put a floor in them as standard. This top model's got the rubber floor, which takes a lot of the noise out of it. Would you agree? Quiet?
Yeah, that's the beauty of these whole yards. They're nice and quiet. I know you can slam the gates and stuff, but it's just about quarter turn and just flick it in. You don't even have to make any noise if you don't want to.
A bit quieter than the old chains.
Definitely, yeah, definitely. But that crush is nice and quiet with that rubber in there. I think it gives them good grip too. There's all edging and stuff for them to grip onto.
Now that's good, Heath. That's a bit of a walkthrough of the 244 design and the Lenta MX3 crush here. So, yeah, in one final sentence, how would you rate your experience and how happy are you with your finished product here, or any feedback?
Yeah, no, the support's been there with you. If I ever had any problems, I rang you a few times, just wondering about stuff, and you're always there to answer the questions. It's been really good, and the yards, I'm a lot safer, and they flow really well compared to my old yards. And I guess I'm doing things a bit quicker and more efficiently just because of the flow of the yards and the quality of the crush and the product. Yeah, everything's hot gal dipped. These panels are going to be here for long after I've gone, I reckon. So
that's awesome, Heath. Thanks for your time, and please reach out if you're considering new cattle yards for your operation, and we'll be in touch to see how we can help.